there are different sleep stages, and I'm just going to briefly walk through them, and then we're going to look at the deep sleep stage, which is called the delta sleep, as you can see in the top right corner here. I'm also going to briefly talk about the REM, the rapid eye movement stage. There's roughly 4, some say 5 sleep stages. It depends on the research you look at, but to make it a bit more easy, let's look at 4. We have N1 and N2, which are the lighter sleep stages of sleep. And deep sleep is obviously deeper. It's hard to wake us up. And rapid eye movement, it's really about the recovery and the learning of our brain. In N1, it's basically the transition from wakefulness to light sleep, and it's comparable to a deep meditative state. It's usually around about 10 minutes after we go to bed or before we actually fall asleep. So it's really just a short part. And 2 is still light sleep. We then move way less and breathing is quiet, but we already have an increased brain activity and dreaming already becomes possible. And it's especially important to improve new motor skills. That happens a lot in that second stage of sleep. In N3, the deep sleep, there's the biggest release of human growth hormone. So recovery of all the cells in our body. So it's really about that physical recovery. We are rarely moving. We are breathing very slowly. And we can track that via an EEG, for example, or with some tracking devices like the Oura Ring or even the Whoop, although the Oura Ring, I believe, from the research that I've done, is a little bit more accurate. Rapid eye movement stage is the brain is really, really awake, but the rest of the body is asleep. And dreaming is at peak. That's why you memorize most of the dreams that are happening in the morning right after you wake up. You can maybe memorize what you've dreamed for a couple of minutes, but then you let go of it. So really, really important. And now when we look at the distribution, as I already mentioned, we see a lot of deep sleep in the first part of sleep, and we see a lot more rapid eye movement for the last part. And let's look a bit closer at those sleep stages, because deep sleep is mostly physical regeneration. We detoxify our brain, insulin sensibilization becomes better, and we see an improve in growth and repair. So from training, from a long hike that you've been doing, for example. So all these really important things. And the way we can improve it is by movement and physical challenge. So our sleep stages also come by the demands we put on our body. So if I'm going out for a bike ride and a run later today, because I'm doing a triathlon preparation and I'm doing a competition on Sunday, I hope that I'm getting more deep sleep to recover from that in order to be fit for the next day or in 3 days when I'm doing my competition, for example. But if I didn't work out, maybe there's a little bit less deep sleep because I don't need as much recovery from a physical perspective. We can improve that by reducing stress at night, for example, by turning off a phone, by reading something, by doing some stretching and mobilization, for example. But also magnesium around 200 to 400 milligrams at night. Start easy with 200 or so, just to calm down. Magnesium is such a good muscle relaxant that gets us easier into those deeper stages of sleep. What we see when there's less deep sleep, we see more hunger for sweets, and it's easier to gain weight and a loss of physical performance we can see as well when there's a lack of deep sleep. So it's really, really important also from decision-making when it comes to nutrition. And then let's briefly look at the rapid eye movement stage. It's more about the psychological organization. We defragment cognitive chaos, it improves our memory function, and it improves our emotional stability. So let's take a short break here. Memory function, like thinking about learning something like pre-flop charts, for example, getting a good amount of rapid eye movement is really important to go through those processes, to think about the solves that you've been doing, for example, or to just learn new stuff in general. It's really crucial. And emotional stability, better and more objective decision-making also becomes easier if we get a tremendous amount of rapid eye movement sleep. And we can improve that by 2 important things: mental and cognitive challenge. So if you don't learn, if you don't try out something new, there's going to be less rapid eye movement, of course. And really, really importantly, try to sleep without an alarm clock, because that might impair or that might cut off your rapid eye movement stage. So what I'm trying to do, if I'm going to bed too late and I can sleep in, I try to get all of the rapid eye movement sleep that I can get by not turning on an alarm. So really important there, try to not cut it off. But we really need a good overall sleep hygiene, like a very good constant rhythm to get the deep sleep and the rapid eye movement